was getting into photography, I was going to all the car meets I could go to with the same goal as every other photographer that was there. And that goal was shoot every cool car that came onto the lot. And for a while when I was going to these meets, I felt like that was enough. Taking photos of all the cool cars, editing them, posting them to social medias, I thought that was it. But boy was I wrong. I was shooting the same cars at the same parking lot every single weekend. Same car, same angles occasionally. Honestly, they looked like the same photos. And I didn't really understand what I was missing out on in my photography. I was on social medias wondering, why am I not getting any followers? Why am I not getting shoots? And I was wondering how I was going to grow myself as a photographer. And the more meets that I went to and the more things that I took photos of, I started to realize that there's one thing I'm missing in my photography. Because honestly, car meets are never about the cars. Hi, my name is Zach, also known as ZKD Media. I'm a photographer here in Indianapolis, and I'm mostly known for my car photography. And I've been going to car meets mostly every weekend for about 3 years now. And the more meets that I went to, the more I realized that shooting cars was only a small part of going to a car meet. I can understand it because there's so many cool cars that show up to car meets. You get so focused on the cars, but you need to take your eyes off the cars for a minute and look around you. The people that show up to the meet is what makes the meet amazing. Every car has someone behind it. So, someone who spent late nights building it, days at the office trying to save up to buy it, or a car inherited through family. Someone that has sacrificed time, money, and sleep just to get something that they're proud of. And most of them genuinely want to talk about it. And once I stopped treating car meets like photo opportunities and started treating them like conversations, my photography career started changing. The people at these meets taught me more than YouTube honestly ever will. And I know because I was the guy that went on YouTube and looked up how to become a car photographer. And then I just watched the videos about it. Because the moment you start to connect with the people, the meet can just open up for you. Connecting with people, you get to learn the story about the car, and you get to show someone that you genuinely care about what you do. And with doing that, they in return will probably let you shoot their car. Because you're the one person that stopped to talk to them today about how cool their car is, you can now talk to them about how cool your photography is. And that opportunity changes the game completely. Because instead of going car to car and just taking pictures of everything, you're communicating with the owner. You can probably make connections to do your own personal shoots. I think a lot of photographers forget that the car isn't the story. Though I do think some cars have an amazing story behind them, like all the Porsche RWBs. Every single car does have a story. Why do they have the car? How long have they had the car? What made them want to get this car? Those are questions I ask every single owner when I first meet them. And at the end of the day, those car owners don't care what the parking lot looked like. And they honestly probably won't remember where they parked. But they will remember that one cameraman that came up to them and was actually interested in their car. And that's what separates you from everyone else. That's why some of my favorite photos at car meets aren't the cleanest photos of the cars themselves. They're the imperfect ones. The ones that a person just walked through the frame and didn't even look down to apologize to me because I was trying to take a photo and they walked in it. The ones where there's a whole group of people and you're shooting a wide shot of everybody that's there. Or what one of my favorite things to do at a car meet is wait for two people to look at a car and you shoot over their shoulders and you're getting the car in between two people as they're talking about the car. You're capturing the environment of the car meet, not just the one car that's at the meet that you wanted to take photos of. And that's what's going to separate you from every other photographer. Because sure, you can go on social medias, and I do it all the time, where I just post a whole set of photos from one car and I think it's cool. But some of my most popular photos are photos where people are walking in the shot and they're just totally messing up my shot. But those are also my favorite shots because it takes the photo from this ordinary photo of a car sitting in a parking lot to an alive photo where there's environment, there's people walking through it, there's a story to tell about the photo. And sure, you can tell the story about that photo where you just have a car sitting in a parking lot and it's just there by itself. You can talk about your experience, but if you put your photo out there and there's people walking through it, that invites other people to talk about their experience because they know that they were at that car meet. They can say, oh, I saw this car there, not when did you take a photo of that car in that parking lot? Because now people that went to that car meet can relate to you and say they saw that car that you took photos of in the parking lot. So now, after going to car meets for 3-something years, I don't go to just take photos of the cars. I go to capture the energy at the meet. I look for movement, conversations, reaction, a car framed between two people that are having a conversation about a car. Last weekend when I took this photo of this Bugatti, the two guys sitting there were talking for about 4 or 5 minutes before I took this photo, and when I took it, they just were like, "Oh, sorry we interrupted your shot." I intentionally put them in the photo because now there's a story about the photo. Those two guys can look back at that photo and say, "We were in front of a Bugatti." That's what makes your photos powerful. A car parked in a parking lot is easy to photograph. And honestly, that's what I started on. I would drive around to different parking lots and find cool cars and just take photos of them. And there's nothing the matter with that. You're a little stalkerish, and I know I was a little stalkerish when I first started too. But at car meets, it's something different. You can capture an atmosphere and not just a car. Anyone can take a clean photo of a car. Even my grandma can do it. Your grandma could probably do it. But for me, the photographers that stand out the most are usually the ones that can capture the story in all of their photos. And recently, I think the reason I started enjoying photography even more than I already did was because I stopped trying to make everything so perfect. I stopped chasing the cleanest photos, and I stopped caring who walked through my photos. And I started chasing the moments instead. Because car culture isn't always about the cars themselves. It's about the people that are around them. Because the next time you go to a car meet, I know you really want to take photos of that cool car that's sitting over there. Do it, but take photos of what's going on around it. Ask yourself while you're at the meet, how can I capture this moment and not just the car? Because the best photo you could probably take at a car meet might not even be of a car. I hope I taught you something along the way, and you can go to that next car meet and capture every moment, because that's what makes your photos special. Thank you.